Director Hughes, the public is in.
Oh, thank you very much. Welcome, everyone. I believe the first order of business is to call the order and do a roll call, correct?
Yes, that's correct, Director Hughes. Would you like me to go ahead and take the roll?
Yes, please.
Board Member Cousineau. Board Member DePews.
Present.
Board Member Kakashi. Board Member Lee.
Here.
Board Member Mullen.
Present.
Board Member King Pipenbrock.
Present.
Board Member Ralstrom.
Present.
Board Member Secord.
Present.
Board Member Tompkins.
Present.
Vice Chair Farrow.
Present.
And Director and Chairman Hughes.
Present. Thank you. The first order of business will be of the approval of our April 27 meeting minutes. Is there any discussion on the April 27 meeting minutes? If there's no discussion, is there anyone that would like to make a motion to approve the minutes from April 27?
I'll make that motion, Chairman Hughes. This is Arthur Mullen.
Thank you, Arthur. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you very much. Leah, do we need to do a vote on that then? Yes, please.
Yes, before I take the roll for the vote though, who was the second?
That was me, Jeff Lee.
Okay, thank you, Board Member Lee. So, Board Member DePews,
Yes.
Board Member Lee, Board Member
Yes.
Lee,
Yes.
Board Member Mullen,
Yes.
Board Member King Pipenbrock,
Yes.
Board Member Ralstrom,
Yes.
Board Member Secord,
Yes.
Board Member Tompkins,
Yes.
Vice Chair Farrow,
Yes.
and Chairman Hughes.
Yes. Thank you very much. The next item on our agenda is the informational meeting of the TIFA. So what I'll do is, please allow me to turn this over to Director Seisland, and he will take us through this informational meeting. Take it away, Nick.
Thank you, Chairman Hughes and members of the board. I do not have any written public comments for tonight. I'm going to ask Leah if there's any spoken public comments in the queue first.
Director Seisland and Chairman Hughes, I have no public comment at this time.
Okay, thank you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through in your packets tonight is an activities and future goals of the Tax Increments Finance Authority of Grosse Pointe Park. It is required of the Grosse Pointe Park TIFA that you have to host 2 informational meetings a year. That's required by PA 57 of the state of Michigan of 2018. And so with that said, what I'm going to do is kind of give a run through of the activities since our last informational meeting on November 23rd, 2020. To date, in the COVID-19 grant program, we've had 3 rounds of grants. 15 businesses were awarded in this program, and we had over $139,231 has been awarded. I really like to thank Leah Smith for her hard work in administering this grant for the TIFA and reaching out to businesses and other members that have been assistants as well. So really like to thank you all. The social district, which is the walkable drinks walking on the public sidewalk and the commons areas within Grosse Pointe Park. That was established by the city council last year in 2020. And I believe we were the first or second community in Wayne County to establish that. So kudos to GPP. New businesses in the social district include Cellar 313, Atwater Brewery, Excalibur over on Charlevoix, bringing the total to 7 participating businesses. So I expect probably within the next year, as COVID is getting behind us, that we'll have more of these businesses participating. And most recently, if you noticed on the After 6 on Kercheval, we had an advertisement showing those businesses that are available to get your drinks for After 6. Events in March, we had our first annual Patties in the Park on Kercheval that closed the portion of Lake Point in Kercheval and was in front of the Bricks rustic cabins and such for St. Patty's Day. And hopefully we could look to have another one next year. Back in November, Ron Selly was selected as the general contractor for the new Public Works building and approved by the TIFA. The TIFA as well approved it November 25th, the DPW bond resolution for $4 million. And the TIFA as well had the lease contract for the DPW facility on November 25th. To date on the DPW, due to COVID and such, we have experienced an issue with steel. This is an industry-wide, and so it has been a little bit delayed, but we do expect to have some work seen very soon. In the meantime, we are working on utilities with DTE. We're getting the fence in as well. And so as soon as that is about, I'll let the TIFA board know and in the community. The TIFA parking survey to businesses. A TIFA ad hoc parking committee and city administration compiled a survey to 51 businesses. 18 responses were received from restaurants, salons, retail stores, and other specialized businesses. On April 27th of this year, a parking study was approved by the TIFA by MKSK, which is the city's master plan consultant. As well this year for 1166 Maryland, the TIFA authorized the director to obtain bids for demolition, abatement, and paving as discussed in a meeting. Residential street lights, homes have received improvements to lamp posts in front of their homes. Ad hoc committees were created by the TIFA at I believe at our last meeting of the business subcommittee and residential subcommittees created to assist in direction of the TIFA. And those will be coming about at our next TIFA meeting of some of those ideas after the groups have met. Tree trimming is ongoing at this time right now, coordinated by our city forester. Particularly, I've noticed, and I've had a couple residents reach out to with compliments that if you drive Weyburn right now, you can really see a nice canopy with the tree trimming. So I'd really like to thank our city forester for assisting. And we're moving forward onto the other streets of Maryland and Lake Point this year. Projects and goals for 2021 at this time, but obviously there will be room for those probably discussed at our next meeting. Will be the continuation of the new DPW building, which is on Mack Avenue. We are in creation right now. Leah and I have a launch of a business improvement and residential improvement grant programs. Looking for expansion of social district participants. LED lighting is something that we'd like to look at in the commercial districts, Charlevoix in particular and Kercheval. Mack Avenue has those right now. Continuation of the residential streetlight program, completion of the parking study as done by the TIFA, by MKSK, my apologies. Alley improvements for potential repaving and utility work for storm. Tree trimming will continue. Code enforcement is another area we'd like to take a look at in the TIFA district. Social events, so whether that be the St. Patty's in the Park, After 6, Kercheval, and we're also looking in potential development of a Mack Avenue event this year, which would be really nice to have. Social events, lot repaving. What we're looking at right now is the gravel lot behind Point Hardware. This is a lot that is, there's cars stacked right there, but we'd like to turn that into a nice parking lot and screened. And then as well, potential parking improvements, whether that's, new meters, painting and such. And so that's kind of a run through. I know that was quite a bit, so I tried to be slow as possible, but I'm happy to entertain any questions or comments regarding the recap of the year since November 23rd, 2020.
Nick, one quick question. This is Chairman Hughes. on the DPW building, you mentioned we had some delays due to the wait on the delivery of the steel. But I have seen other work going on. I believe there's utility work, poles being moved and things like this. So there are elements in the works making ready. Question, when do you anticipate kind of the steel arriving and the process to begin, to commence? Thanks.
So I don't want to under deliver and I don't want to over promise, but you know, at this point right now, depending upon materials coming in, you'll probably see some actual shovels in the ground and a good majority of the work and putting in beams and such probably within the summer. At this point right now, I wish I could give a better timing, but that's where we're at right now. Probably, you know, could be August, you know, at this point right now. And this is something that will be brought forth to City Council for the vacation of the alley and portion of Weyburn.
Nick, this is Joe Tompkins. What are the alley improvements that you're working on?
Thanks, Joe, for that question. So one of the areas that we really wanted to look at is we have some alleys that have not seen street repair in probably over 20, 30 years. They've been patched over time. I do understand that there is some areas that you know, we need to work on updating or fixing our catch basins. And so we'd like to see right now if we can improve those alleys right now. Not only just street repaving, but I'll move into code enforcement. Code enforcement frequently sees within the alleys, there could be shrub overgrowth, trash containers that are broken or, you know, trash all over. And so we have had some concerns at the city regarding rats and harborage. And so, you know, that's an area, if we can clean up those alleys, we'll certainly reduce, you know, rats and obviously wanting to improve, you know, the garages and alleys within the area. So I hope that answers your question.
Is there a program for people to get help with things like trash cans? You know, I notice a lot of not very good trash cans out on the streets. So is there a program to give people money to do that, or are they expected under the code to have their own?
So at this time right now, what we're working on is a residential improvement program that I'll bring to the board, as well as a business improvement program. I don't have all the details at this time available, but some of those could include, you know, garages. It could be facade. Obviously, it has been discussed too about the toters, but as of right now, it's the responsibility of the homeowners. You know, as we can, DPW, Green for Life, and our code enforcement will tag those containers that, you know, need to come to City Hall, whether the lids to be fixed. DPW will fix the lids for free. You just have to contact you know, City Hall and we'll do what we can. But, you know, I know there's been some instances they'll fix it 2 or 3 times, but eventually it just requires you have to get a new toter. And so that could be in the works. Okay, well, if there's no other questions, I'll turn it over to Chairman Hughes.
All right, at this point, Nick.
Chairman Hughes, are you there?
Yes, I'm here now. Sorry about that. I was on mute. You've gone over the activities. We've had a couple of questions. So at this point, the next item would be the adjournment of the informal review session. Is that correct? So then we would need a motion for adjournment of the informational review session. Do we have a motion?
I make that motion.
I'll second that motion. That's Arthur Mullen.
Very good. Do we need to take a roll now, Leah, please?
Yes, thank you, Director Hughes. Chairman, sorry, I'm gonna start over. Board Member DePues,
Aye.
Board Member Lee,
Yes.
Board Member Mullen,
Yes.
Board Member King Pipenbrock,
Yes.
Board Member Ralstrom,
Yes.
Board Member Secord,
Yes.
Board Member Tompkins,
Yes.
Vice Chair Pharaoh,
Yes.
and Chairman Hughes.
Yes, thank you, Leah. What I'd like to do now is call to order a special meeting. And the purpose of this special meeting is the adoption of the fiscal year 2021-2022 budget. This is the budget that was reviewed by this TIFA board, submitted to the City Council, approved by the City Council with no changes, and then returned back to us. So after discussion and public comment, then we will have a motion to vote to approve this budget and adopt it. So is there any discussion on the part of the TIFA board on the adoption of the 2021-2022 fiscal year budget? Okay, if there is no discussion, then what I'd like to do, Leah, is there any public comment?
Chairman Hughes, I can confirm that there was no written comment received, and I have no public comment in the queue at this time.
Okay, very good. Then what I'd like to do is seek a motion to approve and adopt the fiscal year 2021-2022 budget.
I'll make the motion to adopt the budget as presented for fiscal year 21-22.
Do we have a second?
Board Member Ralstrom, I second.
Thank you. Leah, please take a roll.
Board Member DePues,
Aye.
Board Member Lee,
Yes.
Board Member Mullen,
Yes.
Board Member King Pipenbrock,
Yes.
Board Member Ralstrom,
Yes.
Board Member Secord,
Yes.
Board Member Tompkins, Board Member Tompkins,
Yes.
Vice Chair Pharaoh,
Yes.
and Chairman Hughes.
Yes. Okay, that concludes the business of the special meeting. I now seek to have a motion for adjournment.
So
I'll make
move
them-
to adjourn.
I'll second
Don't all
that.
say it all at once.
I'll second that. This is Arthur Mullen.
Wonderful. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Very good. All opposed, say nay. All right. I believe we are in adjournment. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.